Hello, viewers, and welcome to week 7 of Midwest R6. Today we have our Falcons facing off against Kansas University Jayhawks. We have a pretty good matchup today. UWRF coming off a loss against, I already kind of forgot what the last team is, but a loss from last week, 2-1 sent to map 3. Today for our map picks, we have Clubhouse picked up Kettering, thank you. Kettering last week lost against Kettering, very tight battle. This week, though, UWRF is hoping to bounce back. Maps are already in. So we have, for first map, we have Clubhouse picked by UWRF, who will be starting on defense today, followed by Kansas' choice of Chalet, and then Border for our third map, just in case. For first round bands, we have the Miracade, Thermite, and Maverick. A pretty typical play. We see this a lot these days when we have been on club. The Maverick to make sure the feet holes do not get opened, so that way can turn the hard breachers into soft walls for any other ops to do it. As for starting first sight, UWRF taking it to basement with the Mute, Scopos, Aruni, Wamai, and Castle. So, knowing where I am, I've been in Tartle's spot. He's going to have an interesting time trying to play in dirt. Being that person there, it's been usually a hit or miss, 50-50. I've tried it in unranked and ranked. It works 50% of the time, I would say. It depends on how patient one can be. As for the offense lineup for Kansas, we have a Doki, a Cali, which I would assume would changed. Habana for the hatches, Thatcher in case we have any electricity. However, with that Cade being banned, that won't be the case. And Flores, smart fella, deciding to go with the Cali. So it will be interesting. I don't know if they know that site is basement, but I'm judging by the fact that they have a Habana. I would assume they do, but a Cali, a very interesting choice to bring for this site. All with the RAM helps bring up that verticality in this kitchen hallway area here. UWRF holding a multi-floor approach. 2 defense in basement, 1 in bar, with Implied and Yin up top to kind of stop in case they try to go for a floor down approach. But with that wall being opened up into dirt here, Tartle with that shotgun diplomacy could potentially stop the push from. But I think with that Flores, it will take out the mutes, but also take out that. Hold your ground, Tartle, hold your ground. You know they will come. You have to be ready for it. You got to stop moving, though. That Cali starting to ever so slightly creep down dirt hall with the sniper. Tartle holding a angle with the SMG. Doesn't spot the head, but Tartle goes down. Cali instead decides not to finish him off, though I think with the call out, UWRF is going to have to quickly get back and support him. Implied has dropped back down from his other Scopos drone to kind of watch that area. Flaming finishes off Tartle. Another Doki calls out. That's the only Doki call now that's gone. Implied trying to get rid of that Flores drone. Isn't able to, though. I believe all members of UWRF are in basement. They are. So Kansas has full reign of the first floor, trying to open up some of that vert through this hallway, although they haven't yet. I don't know what the RAM is doing. I think the RAM is just going for it. Interesting play. Implied still holding the back end of Arsenal here near basement main entrance. Implied misses his shots on the drone. Flaming and Smart do have an idea now of where he's hiding. Flaming moving up. Goob picks up another. Implied Goob takes out 2. Implied now in a firefight against the Flores. Drops, gets the Habana. 4v2 in favor of UWRF. Yin takes some damage. Oh, and it is a massacre against KU. Now where the Cali is, a Cali on this site isn't going to work well. Yeen trying to go in, and it's implied to pick up the final kill. Such promise from KU, but only for them to hit the brick wall of the UWRF defense on basement. That is a round one for UWRF. Already slightly better than last week. Last week, Kettering kept picking up those first round wins and first picks. In this case, though, KU did get a first pick off onto Tartle. However, it did not help them. As for second site, we are going to upstairs gym bedroom. There are two upstairs sites, gym bed being one of them. One of the pretty common attacked and defended sites. It's a well-liked one. I think prefer CCTV and cache, but that's just because of what I used to play and how I was able to do it. And it's fun to use comp strats against randos in ranked unranked. For the lineup, UWRF bringing the Mutagen, the Aruni, and the Wamai. Although the Wamai, I don't think we brought the Wamai last time. New lineup with the Frost and Jaeger. Frost, putting those frost mats on all three windows up upstairs. Smart play. However, with that Flores, they have to be more careful with it. They will start to get rid of anything that's on the floor, as well as bringing a Grim and an Ace and a Zoph. As well, Thatcher Barcode does have defuse. A lot of Claymores being brought by KU. I don't know, we'll see if any of them be played, but Lafihi, I'm sorry if I butcher these, Lafihi is starting to push towards there, but the Mute Jammer does block her from doing it. She will have to go up here, but she won't be able to enter. Tartle and NJ holding near side. Yeen and implied in CC and red. Wall gets opened up by the Ace. Tartle trying to see if he can pick up someone. His Mute Jammer is, unfortunately, due to that smart, gets the first pick onto Goob, who was downstairs. I'm not sure how he got shot unless he tried to work his way back up. Tartle able, thankfully, with that Mute Jammer to stop it, but the Mute Jammer does go, but I think he missed it. So, wall will stay closed. Now it's going to go. Tartle, not in a very advantageous position. He's got three members, but drops the Grim. Amazing shot. And, of course, shotgun diplomacy with one of the best shotguns in the game. Will definitely do that, but he makes the unfortunate choice to try to run and reposition, gets sniped by Lafihi. Lafay. I'm sorry, you viewers. KU deciding to wholeheartedly just abrupt, but hits the frost map. Yeen trying to open up the window, but decides to fall back. NJ holding by bed. However, with the floors in the bathroom, he's got to be careful. NJ just does not get picked up. Oh, an unlucky shot. However, Ace on a 1 HP. Implied picks up 1. Plant is going down, though. Implied and Yeen have to be careful. Implied holding a good angle. Cam goes out and gets a lucky headshot onto the Grim. Flores holding in bathroom. Thatcher holding outside on the rappel. Have to be careful, but Implied is not aware. Oh, and unlucky. Flaming Panda picks up both Yeen and Implied. Just unfortunate timing. Comeback was real for UWRF, but unfortunately, just I think a lack of comms on where people were and where they got shot from. UWRF deciding to run it back to gym bed. With that, KU decided to just abandon their approach on that CCTV wall, which was smart. Don't waste your time on something there and instead go for the kill. However, with UWRF, they need to be sure that they can stop them here in their tracks. Going back up, same lineup as before. I'm just going to call him Lafay, guys. I'm sorry. Choose a better name for me to pronounce, like barcode name. But Lafay going with the Monty this time. Will that change into someone else? I don't know. He was the Zoph last time and got downed by the Frostmat and then finished off by NJ. So they will have to watch their feet, going for a similar lineup and setup. Not seeing a change on KU's part. I think they know what site they're on and are deciding to stick with it. Now, if there was a proper time to do it, I would say now is the time to bring that Callie, but I guess you instead want the Callie to go downstairs. Turtle takes some accidental damage from NJ, just a little sliver, but trying to make those feet holes, he got bit by one. Two members spawning on delivery entrance side, the other spawning near CCTV wall. Thatcher deciding to go with the ace, so this will be important, and I think it will be a bit of a change of pace. Goob holding downstairs again, this time near main entrance. However, garage wall does get opened up by the Monty. Or Montaigne. Monty's easier to say. UWRF trying to hold off. No action yet, but Hey Hoppy starting to push in, but notices that Yin is watching the shield through, I would say, a pretty cheeky peek there. They're going to have to be careful. They do have the floors to get rid of that shield. However, Monty, speaking of shields, Monty rushing in off rafters, trying to set him up, but notices that Yin is probably playing on the shield. Oh no, it's going to be... There, Yin well aware, but he's got the crossfire with NJ. Implied waiting for that Monty to make a push. Implied does get EMP'd. Flaming Panda, though, goes down to Yin. First pick goes in UWRF's favor. Turtle and Goob and NJ have not been approached. Goob notices the Monty. Just fakes it. Oh no. But doesn't see the other. Gets flanked by two, unfortunately. Leaves Implied in a not well-desired position. It is full-on massacre, but NJ trying to help as he can. Knocks down that and falls back, but takes a lot of damage from the KU lineup. Switches to another better side. Two members of KU in cash CCTV. The ace, played by Hey Hoppy, has to get back over and help. UWRF has lost both their IGLs in this spot. NJ, unfortunately, just takes a very bad pick and loses to Barcode. Goob and Turtle, now the last two members of UWRF, all three members of KU in cash, but without that shield, they will have to be careful. Goob moves into Logi, just doesn't spot the drone. Thatcher and them going in. Goob waiting for the pick. Misses his shots. Is facing an onslaught. But holy crap, Goob, what a play! KU, what was that? Goob able to take out two and not be punished for it is crazy. 6 seconds left. And final kill goes towards Goob. An amazing play. Able to knock one and take out the other. And they don't even punish for him. You guys have to land your shots. He's got a 2 times on. You got a 1. The logistics, the math says is that you guys got the better spot. 2 rounds for UWRF. With that being round 4, we are now going into round 4 bans. I don't know. Maybe a Flores band possibly. I wouldn't be surprised if that were to go. And bans are, yep, the Flores and the Aruni. Aruni, I feel like, is a bit of a target band there. KU, I think, kind of traumatized by that. UWRF deciding to run it back down to basement instead of going to cache CCTV. I think their basement sites they feel more confident on. Goob deciding to bring a Thorn in lieu of that since he was been playing the Aruni. So, bit of a lineup here. We have the Razor Blooms, not the greatest, but also can work as beepers to alert the UWRF defense in case they are being pushed a certain way. Otherwise than that, we have the same lineup: Yin on the Castle, NJ on the Wamai, Implied on the Scopos, and Turtle again on the Mute. Not a Callie this time, so I think it was just a one-and-done type situation. KU locates the bomb site almost immediately. Will that change and have Smart Fella decide to switch to the Callie? I don't think so. LaFay decides to go off the twitch towards Adoki to kind of draw out any roamers. Smart play. However, UWRF Vincent, who is implied, the IGL, was sat here deep into Arsenal and just waited for KU to come across and or drop the hatch. So, KU is going to have to be careful with this. Goob probably going to play on the first floor again. He does have a SMG this time instead of the DMR. So less damage, but also a somewhat decent SMG in my yeah, SMG in my opinion. One of my favorites. It is kind of like the Uzi in the sense, but not. Yin playing in Logi gets drawn back by Hoppy, and LaFay decides to drop down all the way down towards the basement. Leaving Implied up in cash, he switches off there to go back towards basement. What I would like to see from UWRF defense, if possible, is lay down some phantom pressure. They kind of quickly got rid of it, but it does leave Goob the opportunity to possibly go for a nasty flank if he's patient. Kansas, though, does not have the oh my god, RAM this time to open up that soft breach. They're going to have to rely heavily on the Grim with the Bailiff. But other than that, they have no soft breaches to open up any vert to kind of get in there. Turtle's still injured. KU, I think, not going to push their luck. Gooplo still down here. Smart goes down to Yin with the help of NJ. That's a first opening pick for UWRF. They don't even know Goob is here, but maybe they do. Oh, and they do. They pick up the kill. LaFay just going out, sending out a second and final call. However, Turtle protected by the mute jammer, so they might not know he's there. Hey, Hoppy, trying to join him real quickly because it's just him pushing down. As for the other members of KU, they are quite sporadic. Flaming is still upstairs, I think just solely droning them. Barcode in stock, trying to open that. However, stock hatch Implied picks up LaFay, though. That's the Doki gone. However, both calls already have gone out, so it is just basically a pick in the essence there. Oh, and with that, now this is new. With the EMPs, since Scopos is technically a robot, her whole screen will go black. So, pretty well played by oh, Turtle, you have to be careful there. They're going to have the eyes on you. You should go back to the tunnel and wait. However, Hey Hoppy and the rest decide not to push it, instead going to drone out. They have 20 seconds, so they're going to have to make a move here. NJ Neen still by Church and Generator. NJ playing more there, but instead and Bark, oh, and it is a massacre by Implied, leaving just Panda and Yeen picks up the final kill. Oh, KU, you waited too long and for nothing. Excellent play by UWRF not to be so overly aggressive here and let them come to them. This time, UWRF decided to run it back to CCTV and Cash. Not Gym Bedroom this time. Understandable. You know, Gym Bed was okay, but not great. It's a 50-50 win so far. As for the lineup by UWRF, deciding to bring the tuber out. Now, this is who I played when I was doing the setup. With that DMR, you can open up feed holes into stock here and into lounge here to watch the castle barricades that will inevitably go up, which is played by Implied. Therefore, you can watch from below and just make it an overall nuisance and get some nasty kills with that DMR, which is also the same DMR that Maverick has. So, one of the few defensive operators with the DMR, as well as the TCSGs with the Cade and Goyle, that still have the ACOGs. Granted, you know, much doesn't happen, and I mean, if we look here, NJ, I mean, he's got the 2 times, so not a bad play. I don't blame him for doing it. I've kind of switched from using the 2 times to using the 1 times. It's just better. Well, 1.5 times scope. It's just better. Flaming deciding to bring the Cali back, although this, I believe it was Smart Fella last time that played the Cali, going on the terrace here to kind of watch that and take out any electricity. They did have the choice of the Bandit, but they don't have it. Barcode is on the Thatcher as well, so we have double wall, I guess, EMP wall openers, I'll say. Implied playing down in lounge in kind of this area. LaFay bringing back a shield implied it's going to have to be careful with that. He doesn't have anyone to do cross angles with and with those holes open. But however, Yeen on the rafters spots the Monty and is able to relay it to implied. Yeen trying to take some kind of fight with him. Doesn't want to overextend himself though, since usually when there's a Monty, there's usually backup to follow. Implied trying to do his best, but LaFay is just kind of teasing him at this rate. However, it leaves the room for Smart to kind of move in here and grim him out if possible. However, takes a lot of damage, and Implied does drop him. Implied, though, not able to get the kill out, and however, though, Goob goes down to, I believe it was Barcode. Wall does get open, but Smart is down, and it just leaves LaFay to possibly help him. LaFay takes some damage. Implied picks up the kill, is now a 4v4. KU located it, but they had an idea. Oh, and NJ, an amazing shot against the Cali. Oh, man, I wish we watched that. Oh, he was watching a sly angle there. Is left to a 4v3. Hey, Hoppy taking a lot of damage against Implied, and Implied picks up a double. Yeen picks up LaFay. It's just a 4v1 all on Barcode, who's on the Thatcher and has not even entered the building. He's still on Raf. On balcony. I hate to break it to you, Barcode. Balconies belong to NJ, so you better know what's good for you here. You have to make a move. However, 45 seconds left. He doesn't have a lot of time to think about. With the smoke gone, that denial will be kind of more easier for him to enter. However, with multiple crossfires being set up, oh, but NJ picks up the final kill. Well done on him to hold it and wait for that audio cue for him to jump in. Well played by Barcode to try to play to the last man, but unfortunately it's not enough. UWRF takes it 4-1. Last round before switching sides. Can UWRF make it a 5-1 split? UWRF did choose, I believe they chose Chalet, so this is Kansas map choice. So LaFay deciding to go with an Amaru. So LaFay's in the mentality of screw it, we ball, and deciding to bring the Amaru. Interesting choice by him or her. I don't discriminate against anyone playing. However, same setup from UWRF, except Goob not being able to be on the Rooney decides to go smoke again. Leaves with two shotguns that are fairly good. Since we did see last time Tartle was able to down the Grim, which was played by, I believe, Smart Fella last time on the site from quite a distance, and with Grim being on full health, I mean, that shotgun can be quite brutal. Tartle trying to take it out, but decides just to run through it and just, I don't think he took any damage from it, but, oh, there it finally goes. LaFay still going to play the, oh my god, Amaru. So, we might just see a Hail Mary play by him to make it a 4-2 score lineup. Maybe catch UWRF flat-footed. I don't know. LaFay does have the Super 90, so it is a good shotgun. He's just going for it. I don't think UWRF is fully aware that LaFay's in the building. Tartle gets the indication that there is people, but he's too focused on that. LaFay's already in sight. Smart Fella being followed behind. Oh no, Tartle's in trouble. But NJ's able to pick up the kill. But NJ taking a lot of damage. However, and it is almost shot. Goob takes out Smart Fella. So the Amaru, not really really good there. Flaming finally ends Goob. But Barcode also oh my goodness, it is just a tit for tat here. NJ and Yeen versus Flaming. However, oh no, but NJ reloading at a terrible time. Yeen trying to get back and ready. Hoppy on the Monty while he's planting. Doesn't see it, but unfortunately Flaming does take him out, which gives it a 4-2 lineup. I don't think UWRF was ready for that Amaru rush followed up. They didn't get back in time, and I think it was just a matter of not clear communications. So they will have to bring it here on attack. Kansas makes it 4-2 and still in UWRF's favor. However, UWRF going on attack now. They're going to need clear and concise comms, droning, just all the works that UWRF has not been really good. UWRF deciding to ban Azami, Kansas deciding to ban Ace. Smart move. Get rid of that hard breacher that can throw the hard breachers from a distance. Second ban's going in. UWRF in Kansas deciding to get rid of the Cade and Maverick. Kansas getting rid of the Maverick. UWRF deciding to leave up the Mira, which, I mean, depending on what you can do, if you have the Capitao still alive and other players, you can force that Mira or others on the Mira window to back away. However, UWRF is going to have to be careful. Kansas deciding instead to bring it upstairs as a first choice site. I think I know what Mira is going to do. They do have the Jaeger, so they will have to be careful with those ADSs that he has. That Mirror window can be a trap for it. However, with the Bandit, we could possibly see a Bandit tricking on there. I'm not quite sure, though. I mean, it is risky, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. All around, fairly good game. Implied and Yeen have been the spearhead, as well as Goob, who's been having a interesting game with this. I'm surprised Barcode is not... Did they just accidentally shoot their own Goyo canisters? Oh, no. That is Goyo canisters. Valuable Goyo canisters gone now and just not in their favor. As for the UWRF lineup, bringing the Thatcher, Striker, Sledge, Zoph, and Ash. NJ on the Zoph, one of his favorite operators, could potentially be a menace on that balcony. However, have to be careful with that mirror window in Logi facing there. You can try to fire her out with the Capital, stun her with the Zoph, but you do have to get rid of that. UWRF starting to drone out CCTV and Cash. Two ops in Cash/Con. Implied spots that. Turtle decides to save his drone. They do know one is in there, and it is the castle. NJ, you do know you have your breaching charges there, and you have to be careful. LaFay's trying to take approach on him. However, two ops remain. NJ slowly doing it. Oh, but LaFay's faster on the draw and able to take out NJ. That's going to be crippling for UWRF if they cannot get rid of that Mira. LaFay takes out Turtle by jumping in, and oh, it is a slaughter by LaFay, who gets a quad. Oh, a miscommunication. It's all left on Implied, who is drowning in a sea of blue. Trying to take out, ends LaFay's reign of terror, though, but it is unfortunately a 4v1, and it's only a minute 30 into the round. Oh, this is not looking good. Picks up one. Doesn't know that the Jaeger, played by Barcode, is on the right. Sees the ping. Has to be careful, though. Oh, and Barcode shuts him down. UWRF, what was that? You let him jump. You saw that the operator was detected outside. Why didn't you hop off your drones? Come on, guys. You cannot let simple mistakes like that ruin you. You have to be ready and wary of all jump outs. This is a jump out heavy map. Those windows all over balcony and near CCTV, lounge, and secret. You have to be ready for those peaks, jump outs, what have you. KU deciding to bring it up to the second upstairs site on CCTV and Cash. KU decided to bring the Fenrir and Clash. Clash going to be an interesting push here. UWRF is going to have to play this smart. That Deimos from below can be brutal if they play it right. With the Bandit, though, and Tuberau, Bandit tricking and 2B tricking is imminent. However, I think Barcode might play Rafters. I don't know. I think he was just opening up stuff. However, instead, they have LaFay on the Clash is going to be the one roaming downstairs. An interesting choice by LaFay. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. All of UWRF spawning together. Although Oh, there's NJ on the Deimos. I don't think NJ's ever played Deimos. I think it's always been Implied who's been on the Deimos. So it will be, or Yin who's been on the Deimos. So he's going to need this. LeFay going towards Garage. Notices that it's open. NJ's got to be ready in case the Clash decides to peek her head out, and he could easily take it off. However, her shield goes back up, and she decides to stay near that kind of lounge entrance there. Barcode on the 2B deciding to play there. However, they do have a bandit deciding to just possibly bandit trick, which I think will be the case there. They're going to need that. Yep. And there you go. The bandit goes off, and with it, they're able to open up the wall. However, they do have the... Oh, no, it's Tuber out at the last second there. Barcode on Rafters. They're going to have to get rid of him. Turtle could possibly smoke him off. Oh, but no, you got to switch your gun. Why would you fire it? You have your own teammates there. Barcode does take some damage, I think, from Yin, who's on the Ash. NJ, though, has got to get on the roof here to help possibly support Turtle. UWRF has not made it inside the building. Wall gets open, but it's a minute 30 left. No kills, only damage on both sides. LeFay still in Lounge Garage on that Clash. They're going to have to be careful. Turtle trying to see if he can pick up the Tuberau again, but is just at a stalemate here. UWRF is going to have to make a play here, and they're going to have to make it soon. However, with that Capital Bolt going out, it's not going to be useful to get rid of the 2B upstairs on the Rafters. Trying to coordinate here. Knows that they're there. Gets him out, sees his head. And Implied picks up the kill. It's a 4v5 in favor of that. Turtle spots the Clash, but decides not to worry about it. Instead, takes a very risky reload. Oh, that should have been her head. That was insane siege timing. Smart deciding to help out and move down, but Implied, I don't think, is wary that the Goyo and Clash have switched. 25 seconds. UWRF has got to make a play. It's a 4v4. Yin slowly making his way up into Rafters and trying to hold it. However, they don't have any smokes or anything to possibly stop him. Implied going for the default plant. Yin watching in support, but unfortunately he's not picked up, but NJ takes out Hoppy, and LeFay takes out NJ. It is just a back and forth squabble. Panda taken out by Implied. Implied, though, I don't think is aware of the Goyo. Oh, but it's all left up on Goob, who's able to do it. It's a 1v1. Play it smart, Goob. Play it smart. You know there's one. It's the Goyo. Yep, Rias. Yep, you know what you just saw him. UWRF in a very predicament here. Might try to long arm it. Decides to go outside. Oh, and Goob is ready for it. Goob, the savior for UWRF there. Able to play it smartly and have Goyo try to drag him out. Pre-fire, amazing there. Bit risky played by UWRF, but well paid off. They were slow. They got to be faster on those executes and possibly not waste those Capital Bolts. I understand what Turtle was trying to do with that Capitan, get Bandit off of there. However, you wasted both Flaming Darts on him. He was not there anymore. Wall did get opened. LeFay, now, I think is just doing whatever op he can do that would possibly win Kansas around. Bring in the Cav this time, the Cavera. So it will be interesting. However, not the site that I would expect to be... Oh, I guess they went basement. Okay, never mind. Exactly the site I thought. I swear I saw CCTV, but... I will shut my mouth about that. So the Cav on the Roman, they're going to have to be wary of that because the Cav is immediately going to hide and do it. However, I think maybe Yin saw that, although I'm not sure. He has a drone in parking. Maybe they're moving around. I'm not sure. It doesn't seem to be much moving around on drones. However, that Cav is going to be playing in this strip club area. They're going to have to be wary of LeFay in that strip club. That is a not so great place to be, and if UWRF is not careful, will get caught off guard by him. LeFay has been one of the top fraggers for KU, so him being alone up here, he has no support. He's going to have to play his life or quickly kill and make a dash. However, LeFay might hear him repel, but decides not to make a move. LeFay bringing the SMG for the Cav. Interesting choice. Not one I would do. I would bring her shotgun and the pistol, and then maybe some impacts, but not the machine gun itself. So interesting choice. UWRF trying to take it slow and steady. They're already breaching in. Again, interesting choice of hard breach. I think one of her explosive shots from her grenade launcher would have been just fine, but maybe just trying to save it. Yeen takes out the pipe just in case it could be used against him. LeFay, though, holding just here, not wanting to move quickly. Slowly creeping his way out from strip in towards near bathroom. However, no drones on him. They're going to have to spot him, although implied might have spotted him on the drone there. They're going to have to be quick and clear, but I don't think UWRF is aware. Goob has no idea, but the drone ping goes out, so Goob is fully aware and picks up the head of LeFay. Good timing by implied on the drone to sniff him out. NJ trying to open up the hatch, and it will be open. The 2B, I think, I'm not sure where the 2B went, although it got Goob. Oh, he's in secret. Ian, gotta be careful now. Throws out a smoke, but NJ quick to respond back and picks out the Goyo. Not looking good. We have flaming here in hall, though, so they're going to have to be careful, though. Implied, though, you got to be careful of that hatch or have someone drone it. You have a person waiting right here in prime spot to watch it. A drone goes out. NJ gets picked out by implied, but he only gets dropped instead. Oh, smart by implied to do it, but doesn't see the head of that. There's 30 seconds left. UWRF has got to be quick and smart about this. Hey, Hoppy, in a pretty tough predicament here. They don't have defuse either. Defuse is by NJ. NJ trying to do it. Yeen spots him, knows they're there. Oh, Yeen. Oh, Yeen with the pistol. Lucky man there. Wastes a whole mag on the Aruni to not get her, but finally with the pistol, Yeen probably having his heart race right now. Going on to round 10, which will be round 10 bans. Match point for UWRF. They need just to play the way they've been playing. Smart, concise, and comms galore with proper droning. That was smart play by implied to quickly see the Cav and take out her. Well played by UWRF. For the final potentially site of Clubhouse, we're going back downstairs again. Will LeFay bring the Cav? I'm not sure. That could be a risky move. Aruni deciding to be played by Hoppy again. No, instead it's to, I think, just anchor down on site and not do anything dumb. However, a bandit is quite interesting. I mean, you could put some bandit charges on the end of dirt there, but I'm not sure how well it's going to be used. Brings a C4, but only one. As for UWRF, they're bringing roughly the exact same lineup, actually. Implied, Goob, and Yeen, and NJ have been having a hell of a game here, especially Implied, the IGL, who's been just mercilessly just taking out enemies left and right and having a good drone game as well to spot enemies. LeFay on the castle. He's going to, it's an interesting choice. He's going to be a lot more louder if he decides to roam. And however, with a slower gun such as the I don't think it's a smart choice if he does intend to roam, but, oh, he might be trying to go for a peek. Yeah, he's trying to go for a peek, but no one will be pushing from there. UWRF is a team, and they all spawn on the same side, so wasted effort by LeFay. Most of UWRF either on parking or main entrance. So LeFay wasted potential there, but decides to go back towards lounge. Yeen, though, able to pick up the kill. I'm surprised he lived that long to do it. Now on a sliver of HP. However, good gun skill by Yeen to watch it. That is the roamer gone. LeFay, again, UWRF has your number. You just can't handle it. UWRF slowly starting to make it. NJ now starting to join as well. Goob does have the Doki, so this will help with any indications of where people could be. Hoppy was able to get him as well as Flame Panda here in the hall. However, Smart deciding to, I think, play a bit closer up here and potentially get a Nitro off. However, drones could potentially spot him. There's 3 drones going there. 1 drone spots him. Goki Call goes out, and they know where he is now. Smart decides to back off, leaving all of first floor and second floor in UWRF's control. Not really sure. Okay, there's 3, there's 4. All 5 members now on the first floor are working their way down. Goob, I think, deciding to be ready just in case. Implied opening up the stock hatch, leaving just the reinforced bar hatch. Yin on a sliver of health, however, with that twitch, it will help get rid of any Goyles that could be there. But I don't think they spotted the Goyle, which is there. Gets rid of the Goyle on there. And with the Arunigate there, Smart, though, able to work his way back up. Oh, my God. You guys knew he was there. Had an inkling. That's the Doki gone. And I don't think he was able to get a second call out. It is now a 4v4. 50 seconds left. UWRF has got to be quick about this. However, Flaming in a relatively same position as last time. UWRF is going to have to be wary of him. Yin deciding to send out another Twitch drone. And I don't think Smart has an idea about it. Good play by Turtle to potentially fire out, but Flaming picks up NJ. The fire just being pulled away, and oh, wow. 2v1, and it's all up on Implied, who could honestly, theoretically, get this plant down. Oh, but instead decide, oh, that, you should have just gotten the plant down. You should have gotten the plant down. I don't know what you were doing, Implied. You had it. I think that just fire pipe there finally got the better of UWRF there. It was a colossal mistake on UWRF's part there. They're letting KU, they got the first pick, but they're letting KU dictate the terms. They have to be aggressive when they have to be. Make the calls, make the executes, be aggressive. KU bringing it back up to Jim Bed. UWRF, I don't think KU's ever been to Jim Bed, so we are seeing it for the first time. Barcode bringing the Valk, which could be dangerous for C4 plays on this pretty much all wood floor of Jim Bed. LaFay taking some damage, though, from that pipe. Oh, that's a good sliver of his health gone that could have been used for a gunfight. He is a bulkier op on the castle, but that bulk eventually goes away. Yin spots the Valk, and I wouldn't be surprised. Yep, Yin bringing the IQ. Smart play indeed to bring it in case of nitros. Much of Clubhouse is wood floor, so that nitro could be deadly. Flaming again on the Mira. We saw some excellent work on the Mira, kind of in stopping UWRF push, but UWRF is going to have to be ready for this. NJ back on the Zilf. He's going to have to be careful. You cannot let LaFay drop out on you guys again. I swear to God. I will yell at you personally if you let LaFay jump out. However, with the castle, it might be a bit hard to jump out said windows. However, Jim window is probably prepped. Oh, nope. LaFay instead deciding to castle it up. NJ does here, but does not get out in time. Instead decides to place a Claymore. I'm surprised you didn't decide to bring hard breaches. As for all of KU, they are all on site or on an extended hold of site. 2 members of KU watching from Con. Barcode inside Con, taking a look on the cams. However, Goob, I think, just flexing out the hammer there. They got to make a call. Implied opens up the wall. Instead gets got by LaFay on there. Oh, and Tartle's slow on the trigger to take out LaFay's head. However, Barcode is in a prime spot. Oh no, it's the repeat. Guys, you have to get him. You know he jumps out. All left on Implied again, who's able to get LaFay again and gets a triple kill. Potential ace win here. Implied on some good health, but instead is facing 2 Nitros on the side of KU and Panda. Moving towards Logi, could watch that. Implied is going to have to try hard here. He has 2 nades that could possibly be thrown. However, with those cams being watched, Implied has got to be ready for that mirror window. He's got to know that someone might be there. Tosses one out, doesn't go far, however. Spots it. Oh, but gets got by Panda. UWRF, you've got to know that LaFay is going to do those jump outs. You know he's going to do that. You've been stopped in cash every single time. You know what he's going to do. Place a claymore there. Do something to stop him. You guys are getting curb stomped by him. KU deciding to bring it to CCTV and Cash. LaFay bringing the Maestro this time. Goop deciding to bring the Cali. So Goop is just doing Goop things. And going to try to do that with no really long-range scopes. Maybe if Koyo has the shotgun, but I think he will have the Vector. That Maestro play is going to be interesting. Goob on the Cali, Yeen on the IQ. Going to be smart to possibly getting some hints off of where LaFay's playing. LaFay takes some more damage, I think, from a pipe or something. I'm not quite sure where he got shot from or why he's on such low health. I think I'm not sure what he was doing. I just haven't been paying attention to him, even though I should. Instead, Goob going off the Cali and bringing a Brava, I think knows that LaFay's on the Maestro. Interesting choice because you're going to have that Bandit there. And last time you had a Bandit there, you're able to open the wall off thanks to them, but you have no impact EMPs if none of those work. UWRF bringing the same lineup. Turtle on the Capital, Implied on the Thermite. Goo bringing the Brava, NJ bringing the Deimos, and Yeen on the IQ. LaFay, though, is just going to sit there and basically be a new and nuisance. There's a word I want to say, but I'm not going to say it. Smart, though, kind of watching the window there and just kind of playing in con. He's going to be a bit of an interesting player. Oh, no. Oh, no. I think that's all the fire ones, but there are 2 left. LaFay taking a lot of damage, and the fire gets him. Well played by Turtle to get rid of him. That will open the door, and the Maestros are gone. NJ watching it now. I would just watch that. I really don't know what you're doing. Throw it. Throw it. Good play by NJ to take out those breaches. Now wall will get open, and with the Maestro gone, Barco goes down to Yeen. Excellent play by Yeen, who knows about that. Wall is open 5v3. However, they're going to have to be careful, especially NJ knows that Smart could potentially be in there. I don't think he's doing it. Oh, Hoppy goes down. Yeen, though, ready for it. 2v5. UWRF has got to be ready for this. Implied going quickly towards default plant, trying to get it off. Deimos goes off. They know both players are there. Flaming goes down to Turtle, though, who is ready for him. No smarts there. Defuse goes down. Implied quickly gets away. It is a full lineup for UWRF here. Could be a flawless round. All on Smart to do it, but I don't know. Cams are going off, though. I don't think they got rid of the default cam. They know he's there. Smart trying to be careful, but knows that they're there. And Goo picks up the kill. It's a flawless round for UWRF on KU's map choice of Clubhouse. Round game Series 1 goes in favor of UWRF, and it is going to Chalet. Well played by UWRF there. Some moments, some tense moments, I think some miscommunications, and just not being ready for LaFay on the on the jump outs there. You have to be ready. He's done it numerous times. Oh, unfortunate, but a win's a win. We will be taking a 5-minute break, ladies and gentlemen, to let our players kind of rest up here. We had a bit of a late start time, so we will take a 5-minute break. I will see you guys after intermission. Oh, hello, viewers, and welcome back. First round win for UWRF. Sorry about that, folks. I am a one-man army right now. Dylan, my producer, is talking with another team. However, UWRF round win against KU's map choice of Club. Chalet is the next map, which is UWRF's choice. So, going to be interesting. They know what they have to fix. I had a little bit of talk with them, and hopefully they got the message through that they cannot let LaFay jump through those windows. UWRF starting on attack this time, so good way to get it out of the way and go strong and bring those defensive rounds that we saw on Club, which were pretty solid, into Chalet, which is a very similar map to Club. A lot of verticality that could be promised. However, UWRF does not like to go to basement. However, maybe they might like to attack basement. It all depends on what KU decides to do. However, I do expect KU to kind of bring that. I wouldn't be surprised if they go basement again and bring the Mira. Mira was a bit of a nuisance. I don't think UWRF though will ban her. They might instead go for a Azami or Azami and someone else, possibly maybe a Warden. I'm not sure. However, we are all waiting for our team to get in here. It's been a heck of a map there. I mean, I think a lot of those moments there implied Goob having their hearts racing, having their hearts race, picking up those clutches against Kansas. So this will be good practice, though. I didn't mention this because I was kind of thrown into this because Super Smash Bros. Had a game before this and they were streaming it, so I didn't have a lot of time to kind of talk than I normally would. But it is week 7 and the final game of regular season for Midwest R6. Next week starts playoffs for UWRF and the rest of the Midwest teams. So it will be interesting to see what happens. All teams in Midwest R6 all get a chance at playing in playoffs. No one's excluded. No one has to it's not like actual sports where, you have to win a certain amount of games to make it, but everyone gets a chance to play it. UWRF has been I would say, a fairly decent team when it comes to playoffs. Top 16 was our highest that we ever gotten. So hopefully UWRF can bring it. However, it is, if I remember correctly, it is Divs 4 through 6 in the same tournament style, playoff style, and then it is Div 1 through 3 that is in their own kind of bracket and tournament. So it will be interesting to see what happens with that and with playoffs fast approaching. I do want to remind folks that we do have our other UWRF varsity esports teams having playoffs now as well. So go and show them some love. Go kind of cheer, support them for maybe 5 minutes, and then come right back to Siege. You know how it is. You got to support the Siege people here. All teams are in the lobby. We are waiting on just seeing if they are all ready. And we will hop into the second map on Chalet. UWRF attacking first, Kansas defending first. But, I mean, UWRF knows what they have to do for this map. They've played it. They know what has gone wrong, what has gone right. Clubhouse, very similar to it, can do good stuff on it if they communicate and are concise. We do have that ready going through. So I'm going to go quickly change the graphic and we will hop into this game. First map bans are in. UWRF deciding to ban the Azami. Not a pretty surprising ban there. They always tend to ban her on this map. Her Kiba barriers. KU banning the Ace. Again, pretty typical ban. Just lets that there might be. And will we see a double hard breach? No. Oh, we kind of do with the Striker. UWRF getting rid of the Wamai. They don't want them to get that. But a Striker, interesting choice. That will kind of change how it goes since Implied likes to play the Striker on basement. So it will change it quite a bit. However, first site choice is going to be Master and Office by KU. We have a lot of potentially C4s here, 2 Electric and Mira and the Valk. However, I'm only seeing 2 Nitro, so the Cade, played by Hoppy, deciding to bring barbed wire instead. The Faye on the Bandit, probably going to be Bandit tricking that wall. UWRF is going to have to be careful. However, Goob is on the Buck. Can go below and just get rid of him. Hoppy, though, also on the Cade as Electric. So, going to be interesting how they can do this. With those cams, UWRF might have to spot her and be careful with that. She does have the opportunities to nitro from below and get cams on them. However, I think she's just going to play mezzanine. However, we do, I think, yes, we do. We have a mirror window on kind of library hallway there. So, going to be interesting. Oh, Smart. Smart, I think, is having some issues there. He is doing the slow-mo run here. So we might have to be seeing a rehost here. He is having some not-so-great internet issues there. So hopefully we don't have to do a rehost. It would be unfortunate, but just the way things go, Barcode is playing on Mezzies. They're going to have to be careful. Implied does spot her. Knows he's there. However, Barcode does have cams starting to cycle through them into library. Doesn't get in time with Yin going inside already. Knows there's a cam there, but doesn't know where it is. Yin trying to search to where it is, but instead letting that do it. But NJ, the Belkin Demon, just gets her off the bat. Well played by UWRF to kind of make those callouts there. That is the Velk gone, and also a Nitro gone. It just leaves the Mira Nitro in play. Trying to do that, and Ying taking some big damage from, I'm not sure from who, but NJ gets another one onto Hoppy. That's the Cade gone. Wall does get open. LaFay is on there, but Goob has to be careful. Flaming is watching that quite carefully. However, Smart NJ, what have you done? NJ having the pep talk of his life. However, no one's watching. Oh, Goob is watching it, though. Goob gets the kill. 5v1 in default. Plant goes down. Oh, there. Oh, nope. Why am I? There we go. It's all up on LaFay, but UWRF knows where he is. Thatcher, played by Turtle, trying to get it. LaFay takes out NJ, but there's still 4 operators on a sliver of HP that you got to contest with, and Yin picks up the kill. Well played by UWRF there. NJ, the Belkin Demon, is back. Picks up 2 kills onto KU. Well, I'm sorry. I'm speechless here. Good start by UWRF here. KU, I think, now afraid to go back upstairs or going back to basement. Usually we see him try to run it back again, but instead they're going straight down towards basement, bringing the Bandit, the Goyle, the Tubarel, Malusi, and Mira. So we are going to see Mira again, as well as the Bandit. And the Goyle, hopefully Smart this time has some better internet connection. He's not slow-mo running there.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Going to be interesting by how UWRF approaches this without the Striker. The Striker is gone, so will that alter what they're going to do? Seeing a typical mirror strat here, this is why most teams ban the mirror there. That mirror right there and on the back wall here facing towards Laundry can be dangerous. However, Implied instead bring in the Deimos instead. I wonder what they're going to do to open the wall, unless he brings hard breaches, which I wouldn't be surprised if he did. However, going to leave that one wall over there kind of, oh, no, or not.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, and just said going to go for a just kind of,
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
I'm not sure what KU was doing there. Flying Panda and Smart having a bit of a squabble there or something, but I'm not sure. Barcode playing on stairs, watching it with a cheeky angle here, waiting for that. But UWRF is going to be going for a approach here. However, most of the members, I think, spawned on the wrong side, so they are now taking the expressway across the roof. Goob going down towards Master Window here. Turtle starting to drone out Solar and make sure that top floor is clear. UWRF is going to take a top-down approach like they always do. However, much of KU's team is all on basement side. However, we are missing one. Where is... Oh, wait, there he is. LaFay is just there hiding behind the graphics there, but he is holding in garage. Instead, that leaves UWRF to cleanly roam it and just move around. Yeen, though, gets some good vert through 2 floors to kind of get in there. They know that I don't think they have any idea that no one's there. They're going to have to drone it fast and fast. Barcode, I think slowly, just slowly making his way up the stairs. Kind of just waiting in case someone comes down. But UWRF is going to play from there, but they're going to have to be careful with that approach. That drone there could potentially spot them Lucy and make it end. Yep, drone does spot her. They know that Barcode is playing right there in that cheeky position. Goob, we're going to be watching it. Implied does bring the hard breaches as Deimos. That's going to be smart. However, all attention of KU is primarily on that open hatch now. 3 players watching it like a hawk. Barcode backed up into blue now. LaFay still watching main stairs. UWRF, though, is going to have to support Implied here. He's all by himself, so they're going to have to be ready for this. All members of them, they're not ready for it. Goob moving his way towards there. Able to take out the Goyle there. That's going to be big. Goob takes care of the Goyle trap there. Implied works his way towards the wall to open it up. However, all of KU is watching it. Implied has to be careful, though. Able to do it and is able to get the plant. Goob takes out Smart on the Goyle. The plant will go off. It doesn't reach him. Goob takes out another. It's a double kill for Goob. Well played. Barcode, though, takes out Yeen, but I don't think UWRF. Goob takes out a third. Play it smart, Goob. Play it smart. No one watching from the hatch below. Oh, do they know? Oh, but Goob, it goes down. Oh, no. Implied. What were you doing? NJ. NJ. Oh. Saved by the bell. I mean, NJ had no idea that they had there. I think Tartle was going on a little manhunt there thinking that someone moved it, but he was able to take out the bandit. Almost a stumble at the finish line there for UWRF, but saved by NJ and Tartle. KU deciding to bring it back towards upstairs again. Will that change? I hope not. They have 5 seconds to choose their ops here, and they are now just choosing it. They've got to be quick here. Oh, man, they can keep changing their lineup here. We have a Mira, Rooney, a Jaeger, Castle, and Bandit bringing it back upstairs to Master Office. Similar lineup for UWRF here, although that buck might change. No more Valk and no more Cade. So, an interesting kind of switch up here. Bandit is bringing the Keratos, which is a new pistol that he got buffed with to help make those lines of sight. And then Hoppy on the Jaeger could stop those plays by NJ on the Zoph with those grenade launchers. Kind of will stop him, but I think he only placed 1 there. So it will be interesting to see how much that will hinder him. Flaming again on the Mira, but he has not been having much luck on the Mira. So it will be interesting to see what he or she can do with Mira. LaFay is bringing the Bandit again. Might see some Bandit tricking again like last time. However, UWRF was very prepared for it. Smart deciding to castle up big window, but Yeen does have the Ash, which will stop it. Goob immediately has a drone into library and making sure it is clear. Smart, though, playing on Mez with that mirror window. Takes out the drone. UWRF has got to be careful about it. Implied starting to drone out, as well as another member spots the castle, takes out the mirror window there. So now that is open and ready for him if he decides to push. However, decides to back off because, well, I mean, this time they're out of castle, so most of it is castled off and won't be a trouble for UWRF. However, LaFay on that mirror window, NJ's going to have to be careful of it. Most of KU has fallen back. Barcode's playing downstairs in Trophy. UWRF's going to have to be careful for a flank just in case. Oh, Goob trying to name the window open, but Flaming picks up the kill onto NJ. That is the Zoph gone. Won't be having a demon Belkin demon again this time. Instead, Implied goes for the wall. However, I don't think he's going to get it off. Oh, and LaFay takes massive hits. They could have pilled off the kill onto LaFay. He's on a sliver of HP. However, 4v5. Oh, and Tartle's not ready. Goob! What are you doing? Guys! Oh my goodness, LaFay. You know LaFay's going to do this. You know he's on the bandit. You know he's going to try to bandit trick again. Ah, UWRF, the same kind of happenings here. They know that he will bring it. They have to be ready for it. Round four bands going in. The Thermite Valkyrie going. That is 3 hard breachers technically gone and off the board, so UWRF is going to have to find another way to open up these walls. KU, though, deciding to bring it back towards basement. They really don't care for these first floor sites. LaFay bringing the Cav this time, so will be dangerous. They have only the Tuberal as wall denial this time, as well as Barcode on the Thorn and Smart on the Goyo. Oh, KU going for more of a just random pick and pull here with ops and who to play. Although LaFay, though, on the Cav, I mean, last time he was on it, he got his domed taken off by Goob on the line on Clubhouse. So, will be interesting to see. Yeen, though, already has a drone in sight. Notices the Mira, might notice them, notices them, and decides to get his drone out of there in the nick of time. Places it under a boat. A good place cam there by Yeen, but Flaming does spot it. So unfortunately, they do no longer have that. But LaFay being upstairs, Goob spots it, but I don't think LaFay can get it.
10 seconds left before insertion.
4 drones remain for UWR. Oh, 3 now.
Attackers are moving to
They're going to have to be careful of LaFay there. They don't have a Doki or anyone. LaFay is going to be a menace upstairs, but if they have excellent droning, they should be able to get rid of her. LaFay going towards closet. UWRF is going to have some precise droning here. Implied going for the drone, but instead doesn't drone upstairs. Oh no, you guys have to drone upstairs. You know one might be up there. Turtle does send a drone, but it's too late to spot him. LaFay backs off. Oh, and Barcode has a cheeky peek onto NJ. Oh no, a first pick already, and it's only 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the round, and KU already has a tremendous advantage. Barcode falls downstairs, but LaFay decides to stay on the first floor. UWRF has not even made it inside the building, and the first pick is already in favor of KU. Implied first to go. Interesting choice to send the Deimos first, honestly, especially when he has defuse, so has to be careful. LaFay has moved down towards kitchen. Yeen opens up the hatch, could potentially get a drone. Ping goes out, and no. You saw his feet! You saw his feet! Oh, Yeen! LaFay slowly working his way up now. Goob has to be careful. Goob, she's no longer upstairs. Or sorry, downstairs. You got to be ready. Oh, no, they're not ready for it. LaFay is slowly making his way and takes out Implied. Oh no, UWRF. LaFay's running circles around you. Literally playing eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Surprise, here I am. Goob trying to quickly make his way around, but instead, oh my goodness. And it's a triple kill for LaFay. All on Goob now, and they haven't even made it off upstairs. Goob, you saw him. No, Goob. UWRF, I am disappointed in you. What was that? You let LaFay run circles around you, and you didn't even get downstairs. 2v2, round 5. Oh, this is your map choice. You have to expect that any opposite team will be doing these flanks and these peek outs. You know this team will do that. You know they will do it. They did it in club, the jump outs, the peaks, everything. You have to be ready for it. Instead, this time, KU deciding to bring in it to our first floor site of kitchen and dining. Cade, Goyle, Rook, Aruni, and Mira.
defenders. Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Going to be interesting now. They have to be careful. The LaFay, though, is on the Rook. However, he is AFK right now and just slowly doing what he wants. I think just kind of checking. Going to be interesting. A Rook on this without the ACOG is going to be interesting, but instead brings out the revolver to open up some feet holes. Interesting choice of weapon pick on bringing it, so it will be interesting. UWRF, though, bringing the Capital, the Deimos, Ash, Zof, and Buck. UWRF is going to have to bring the pain this time. They cannot have LaFay run circles around them again, although they have Rook now, so it's going to be a bit more of clunkiness to hear. However, with that Rook armor, will grant an extra 5 HP, so they're going to have to make their shots count and make sure that they hit their targets. Instead, all of KU deciding to go to first floor. Smart inside bar, so I'm being joined by Barcode, who is going to go upstairs, up library stairs. NJ, you know what happened last time when you went on there. You have to watch that window. Not exactly the window I would do, but a ping goes off and Barcode gets immediately killed by Yeen. Amazing play by Yeen. Well played. However, you still have one more down here in stock. It's the Goyo played by Smart. Have to be careful of that. Implied does know where the Goyo does have Goyo marked, so can potentially find out where he is. However, they're going to have to check it. Moves downstairs instead. Implied does spot the Goyo. Goyo is now going down all the way towards basement. Yeen already just mad dashing it into sight here. However, Hoppy is on solar stairs. Going to have to be careful with that. Implied is joining him. Yeen trying to pick up some vert. Spots the K-Claw and able to get it. However, have to be careful of LaFay there. LaFay does know that he's up there. He's watching it carefully and gets some hits onto Yeen. Yeen falls back off of it. LaFay now in there. Oh, and Goyo has worked his way all the way back up. Guys, oh, does NJ even know that he's there? Drone goes out and gets shot immediately. Now they might know he's there. But UWRF has got to be careful. NJ works his way instead to watch it. Does he pick up the kill? Downs the Goyo, but he's got to jump in. You got to jump in. Oh my, NJ, jump in and get the, he's downed. Jump in and get him. He's going to pick himself back up. Oh. And it is falling apart for UWRF here. A lot of things have happened. Cade going back down trophy stairs, and the defuse still in master. Hasn't been picked up. Now is picked up. Yeen spots Hoppy on the Cade, but they fall back. 15 seconds left. UWRF has got to make a play here and make an execute fast. And now. Oh, Yeen, you saw his head! Oh, no. UWRF, what was that? Guys, Yeen, you saw Cade's head. He was right there the entire time. Round 6, UWRF's chance to make it a 3-3 scoreline before switching sides. Kansas bringing it back upstairs for the last defensive round for them. UWRF has got to have a switch here and has to have a talk because KU has just been running around, driving them crazy. NJ could have taken out the Goyo, but does not jump in. As for the lineup, KU bringing the Bandit again, played by LaFay. Smart on the Goyo again. Happy on the Jaeger. Barcode on the Castle. And Panda again on the Mira. UWRF had an amazing start, though. However, Implied has been a bit of a slump here on the Deimos. The Deimos has not really worked out for him. Bringing the Deimos again. Has to be quick on them. He's been caught lacking while droning, so they're going to have to be careful.
5 seconds to go.
Hoppy placing some ADSs down on hallway. And in the library. Smart, though, deciding to go and place a Goyo on the end of library stairs here. UWRF all pushing library side strong. NJ on balcony again. Had a great start, but just hasn't been ready for it. Much of all of KU is just falling back towards sight and piano. They're not really concerned about what UWRF does. Oh. NJ, careful. You know one's there. Call it out and make sure the team knows that there is one there. Last time you guys tried to push with the thermite, you completely just left LaFay alone, and he was able to get 2 of you. LaFay going to go for the bandit trick. Send Goob down below. He's on the buck for a reason. Finally gets the call to go downstairs. Goob opens up the door, trying to work his way slowly but surely in. LaFay and Yeen taking some shots at each other. Goob, you know he's there. Goob. Oh my goodness, Goob. But NJ's able to take out Flaming Panda 5v4. Good on NJ. Smart takes some damage. Yeen goes down to LaFay, though. LaFay on a sliver of HP, though. Oh, Turtle able to finish off LaFay, but Yeen is taken out by LaFay. Finishes what he does. Implied now going to open the wall. However, Hoppy is playing behind desk and watching it carefully. And in there with that castled off now. Goob is going to have to get rid of it. Smart in piano. Barcode still on some full HP. Now goes back towards Master. Goob opening up the castle barricade. However, is going to have to be careful with that Jaeger, which is literally right around the corner. Implied. Oh, look, he's shot by Implied. 4v2. UWRF, this is your chance. Push and be aggressive. Implied, no one's down there. They're all on piano. One's on piano. Drone goes out, is spotted. Smart is going to have to play that smart. Has a good angle on it. Misses an entire shot. Implied is getting the plant down, but Smart is stuck between a rock and a hard place there. NJ's watching it carefully. Plant goes down. Oh, and NJ gets a massacre. Turtle wins it for a 3-3 scoreline. UWRF from the cusp of some, egregious play there, able to come back and bring it to a 3-3 scoreline. Switching sides now. UWRF has been proven to have a very good defensive setup, especially on club. We saw them play on club. Worked like a charm, 4-2 scoreline. They just need 4 more rounds here, and it is game, set, match. First bands going in. UWRF getting rid of the Thatcher. Kansas getting rid of the Mira. Kansas not wanting them to get the same Mira opportunities they did. Although, if I got to look here, scroll. Panda, not much really impact on the Mira. Did get some kills here and there, but not able to do it. The Flores goes, but the Azami goes as well. Oh, sorry, UWRF banned the Flores. That's actually going to help them quite a bit. However, LaFay, though, on the Amaru again. Cali, interesting setups by Kansas City here to bring such... Oh, man, this is a weird lineup here. The Cali, Amaru, Sledge. Well, Sledge makes sense. But the Montang, they might be going for a quick shield plant here. But UWRF is in kitchen dining for their first setup. We have the Turtle on Jaeger, Implied on the Aruni, Goob on the Castle, NJ on the Frost, and Yeen on his favorite operator, the Wamai. So, could change. Instead, Barco decides to bring the Capital. Might try to bring Impact EMPs and open up that wall quite fast. So they might just go for a quick hop and plant. With bomb being located, will this switch what LaFay and Smart do? Instead, Barcode brings the Lion. No, it's not. So we might see a quick shield play here. Although, it's going to be interesting to see what they bring. LaFay, Flaming, and Hoppy decide to spawn campfire side. LaFay might just try to brute force it. Immediately goes in and jumps in. However, Oh, Goob, what was that? Why'd you try to knife? Yeen, though, able to quick up the quick kill. However, Panda's already on. Oh, no, NJ. Oh, no. guys. Ian, though, the savior, able to take out Flaming. It's a 3v3, but he's all alone upstairs. Here's the shield. And decides to just fall back into master office. Actually decides to go to library. Implied, though, takes out the Cali. It's a 3v2 in favor of UWRF. Just the shield and the lion left. However, Yeen still upstairs. Has to be careful with that lion, who could be watching it carefully. Instead, opens up piano. Doesn't see. Yeen opens up the window, but instead backs off it. He's got to be careful now. He has all of them tied up. He needs support, UWRF. You got to... Instead, Yeen goes back towards Mezzi and decides to jump down back to first floor, leaving all of KU in a debacle here. Yeen able to successfully get back into sight. Turtle on the Jaeger, watching closely on the feet holes here, but all of KU is moving towards the first floor. They have no heart breaches, though, to open up the wall. They're going to have to brute force it through the door. Hoppy on the shield, bringing that, but instead, Barco trying to just body clear it and make sure. Yeen implied in Turtle. Turtle, don't push it. You know he's there. Barco taking a lot of hits. Barco goes down. It's a 3v1. It's just the Monty left. Turtle, no, Turtle, back off. Back it up. Back it up. Don't push it. You know where he is. There's only one way he can get through, and it is through that door. Pistol goes up, and Turtle gets the headshot. Well played by UWRF there. Yeen saves them from the brink of collapse there with that Amaru rush. That Amaru rush has broken their lines twice. First time on club, now again on here, and it has caused UWRF to kind of readapt to the situation. Smart bringing the Cali again. You sure that's smart? But with the fuse and the ace, it's interesting. In the thermite. Oh, this is a very interesting lineup indeed. UWRF bringing it to Bar Gaming and their other first floor tertiary site. With the lineup, Turtle bringing the smoke, implied on the Frost, Goob on the Warden, NJ on the Jaeger, and Yeen on the Wamai again. Wamai has been the saving grace for UWRF right now. Smart deciding to bring the Ram this time, and Barcode going to bring the Capitao. Smart choice. I don't think a Cali in this is a smart idea since you got your head taken off on this last round. So, in my infinite wisdom, don't bring the Cali on a first floor or basement site. It is not going well. Maybe for basement on this site, but first floor sites you shouldn't really care. Barcode instead bringing the Doki, going to drown out and find any roamers going around. Turtle holding off in stock, but with that Ram, they're going to have to be careful with that Vert. Implied, though, is in the rat position here. Red ping goes out. They still have the cam, and they now know that there's a Ram. However, they don't know that there's a... However, only 2 fuse charges go off. Hoppy trying to just force Implied out, but Implied is just rock solid in that rat position. Ram throws out one of her boogies. Instead, Implied decides to jump down and reinforce Turtle. Upstairs is now in the control. However, with that smoke, that will cut them off from doing it. Yeen still on the shield, though, waiting for Barco to come. Yeen able to get to the... Implied gets the first pick onto the Ram. Smart, but Hoppy's also on 1 HP. This is not good for Kansas. And Flaming goes down. Yeen on the there. Oh, Goob. Oh, my goodness. It is a massacre on the KU side there. Not being able to push past the 2 shields on Mezzi and Library Hall. Barco bringing it up. Yeen engaging. Taking it, a Goob able to support a 5v1 potential flawless. Defuse is still down on Mezzi. However, LaFay on the Twitch has decided to 3 times. Oh my goodness. He wants all the clarity here. However, Cam spots him, takes some hits, and Yeen, flawless round for UWRF. That is exactly what UWRF needed. Amazing round from the UWRF roster here. Stops KU dead in their tracks. Just shock and awe. UWRF bringing it to master bedroom, the second floor. I expect good things. LaFay might try to be a little, pardon my French here, a little shit here. But no, decides to bring the Zoph. And smart on the Kelly. This might change though. They seem to let the randomize just kind of choose their operators. So this could change once they figure out what site is. However, for UWRF, same lineup as that we've always seen on Chalet. Tartle on the Mute, Implied on the Jaeger, Goob on the Castle, NJ on the Frost, and Yeen on the Wamai. As for KU, they still haven't found site, but they're about to. That might change it up what they're going to do. They located any switches. I don't know. I'm not seeing any switches on Kansas. Oh, there we go. LaFay going towards the Twitch, and Hoppy now going towards the Monty. Will he bring heart breaches though for that wall? No, instead Barcode takes up the ace, so they have a shield again, and they're bringing a Cali. Smart, interesting choice. Going to go up towards this tower, I think, to kind of watch from a distance. However, Yeen on the shield there could be dangerous. Yeen decides to go out, take some damage though, I think, from Barcode. So they're going to have to be careful. Buck opens it up. Tartle, though, decides to back up into kitchen and watch from there, but he's got to be ready for over here. Flaming sends in a drone and is picked up by... Oh, but that wall, there's only one wall reinforced there. You have to be careful. Tartle getting ready for that buck push. Instead, maybe considers going down, but Flaming instead narrowly misses it, and it forces Tartle to instead go downstairs. Smart play by Tartle there. Flaming had no idea he was in that position, I think. Hoppy taking some damage from Yeen. Goob watching from afar, waiting for a push. Yeen, though, was marking. NJ, though, has to be careful. He knows that there's someone on the window, possibly, but is more focused on the buck downstairs. Tartle working his way back up. Instead, gets 2 ops, the Barcode and Hoppy. Hoppy, the Barcode, taking some massive damage from there. Hoppy takes even more damage from the impacts. Yeen watching it carefully. LaFay picks up Goob. Panda goes down, though, from Tartle. Hoppy taking even more damage. Tartle, another double kill. Well played by Tartle. He is retaking back his old position. Implied spots LaFay. Amazing swing. Hoppy and Smart, the only ones left. Wall is open, but oh, Tartle, you absolute monster. Smart, though, decides to rush back and a sniper and SMG. Oh, this is not looking good for KU. Not going to be a flawless round, but UWRF has been able to just come back from this. Yeen watching this tight angle. Tartle still downstairs in case they try to go for default plant. But the Cali going on the sniper, trying to snipe it out. It is not ready for Yeen. Match point for UWRF. Yes, yes, yes. This is what I wanted to see. Tight coordination defense. Tartle, the amazing retake of first floor. Spectacular play on for all parties involved. KU stopped dead in their tracks. We got round 10 bands coming in. Who will they ban? I wouldn't be surprised if they got rid of the mute, if I'm being honest. UWRF might ban the shield. Instead, they banned the Amaru and the Aruni is gone. UWRF not particularly happy, and Barcode and Smart voicing their anger at the Amaru ban. UWRF deciding to go back to kitchen dining. Flaming on the Cali. We have a Blackbeard, though, played by Barcode, and a very interesting lineup here by Kansas. One that I can't quite say I agree with, but maybe besides the Blackbeard, but a Cali on a first floor site, not really one that I would go for. As for UWRF, Tartle bringing the Jaeger, implied bringing the Tuberau Goob on the castle again, NJ on the Frost, and Yeen on the, well, Mai again. That Amaru rush, they will not be broken now. Their lines will not be shattered, and they won't have to adapt to that Amaru rush. Instead, LaFay opts for the buck again. Barcode on the Blackbeard, Flaming going on the Cali, Hoppy going towards the Fuse, and Smart on the Finca. Flaming and LaFay have been the saving grace for KU. They're going to need a strong response here, especially considering it is match point. UWRF needs just this round to win. Instead, 4 members of KU spawning on Cliff's side, one by Library. It's the LaFay on the buck. Yeen getting ready for it. However, Hoppy sending out some cluster charges, trying to maybe push people out, but instead it does nothing. Does not even phase UWRF. However, Barcode on the Blackbeard knows that there's someone on the stairs. Implied, though, watching it. Oh, and the Frost Mat takes him out. Oh, NJ, please. Please. NJ, thank you. Oh, implied, thank you. Oh, I would have. It's my mind. Oh, NJ. Oh, wow. That fuse charge didn't do much to him. That's the Blackbeard gone, and there is no more shield now. However, LaFay and Panda moving quite rapidly across Library and Mez. Yeen decides to go back towards bathroom to hold it. LaFay trying to enter piano, but instead is being stopped. Goob, be careful, my friend. Yeen getting ready for the push, knows it's coming, and takes off LaFay's head. However, implied is picked up in the crossfire. Oh, you know he's there. Oh, so close. However, Smart is in trouble. Panda picks up Goob with the Cali. Smart, though, is taken out by NJ. It's a 3v2. Come on, UWRF. You have Defuse. Defuse is right inside West Main. They do not have it. All they have is a Cali and a Fuse on 1 HP. Yeen still upstairs. Oh, but is just taken out by the Cali. That is unfortunate. All up on NJ and Tartle. NJ decides to go under the stairs. Smart play, indeed. NJ waiting for them to run across. Instead, Flaming. Hoppy trying to send some fuse charges down. Gets nothing. Tartle trying to switch and get ready for it. Hoppy trying to also find. But NJ, with NJ there. No, NJ, let them come to you. Just stay there. Stay there. 15 seconds remain. Let them make mistakes. Oh, Hoppy doesn't even know. Hoppy gets taken out. They don't even have defuse. That's game match point for UWRF. UWRF is going to win 2-0 against KU. Well done by NJ and Tartle to just play it safe. NJ on the Frost just to wait there. Spectacular gameplay from UWRF on their map choice of Chalet. Beautiful work and some very impressive clutches by UWRF there. Spectacular gameplay by UWRF there. I applaud my hands to you guys. That was a hell of a game. You came back way to bring it on KU's club map. NJ Tartle, you guys have my applause there for holding off and not moving. Good on you for staying there. I applaud you guys, and I don't know about you viewers, but that was a fun game to watch. Now, as I mentioned, UWRF will be now heading off towards Midwest R6 playoffs. This was the final game of the regular season. A great way to end the regular season, might I add. So, that's all from me, folks. I hope you have a wonderful night and had a good time watching the game. I'll see you guys next Thursday.